Hi, huggers. I'm not sure if there was like that awkward pause at the beginning of this video or not, but technology. Okay, so I thought that this would be a better way for us to talk about the expectations for this class and how different things are in a remote learning situation rather than a face-to-face situation. We'll just go ahead and get started. Okay, first and foremost, what is this class? Now, I've always started this class with this highly dramatic video, so I thought maybe I'll just show it to you anyway. And yeah, be prepared for the drama. Okay, yeah, I know, dramatic. But basically, I really think that this is the coolest class that you're going to take in high school. It is such a fun way to learn about the world in which we live. And I hope, I mean, I love this class. So I hope that even though we're in kind of a really unique and strange experience, that you end up thinking that this class is pretty significant and important as well. Okay. So I'm going to go, I'm going to keep moving my face to find the best place to put it so I'm not blocking the screen. So I want to go over just materials really quickly, and I'm going to kind of toggle between some websites that I want to share with you as well. But the most important material that you can have, obviously, is your computer. But where you're going to find all the work that we do in this class, whether it's asynchronous or synchronous, and I'm going to explain what that means in a minute, you will go to Google Classroom. Now, we have a textbook. I'm assuming you probably got that at materials pickup, but we're going to table the textbook for a little while, and we're going to use David Palmer's Advanced Placement Human Geography Review Guide because I think it simplifies and streamlines the content. And so I highly recommend that you order this. I'm going to show you where you can order it, and I'm going to put the link in the Edpuzzle as well so you can copy and paste the link. It is from Perfection Learning, and this is the book that I'm talking about. So what you might notice, and I already showed you this yesterday in our, let me make this big again. I already showed this to you in our intro tech freezing. Okay, yikes. All right, I already showed this in our overview video yesterday, but I have photocopied the first two units, but I photocopied the first unit and I uploaded it to our Google Classroom. So that's actually what you're going to be reading from. The reading guide is also linked there as well. I know I'm just repeating myself, but I just want to make sure that it's clear. So we're not going to be using the textbook. We are going to be using Palmer's book. It's a great review guide. And if you order it, then you can mark it up. Use the reading guides as you're like highlighting, what do I highlight? What do I look for? And so again, I will make sure that you have access to this if you can't get the book. But if you can get the book, it will be yours to mark up and do with what you will. Additionally, it's going to be really helpful to have earbuds or headphones. Sometimes there's like background noise that might be distracting, or sometimes there's this weird echo that happens without headbuds or earphones. So if you have them, great. If you don't, it's not a big deal, but just helpful. Okay, great. So we're not doing finals for semester. So we're going to assess you based on formative and summative assessments. So your formative assessments are worth 35% of your grade, and that includes AP classroom practice questions. I'm going to explain this a little bit more on Monday, like as in next Monday, but you're going to be required to use the AP Classroom. I will help you enroll in the AP Classroom page on Monday, but there are some practice questions that you're going to be required to do. This is an all or nothing grade, you guys. Like, I'm not grading you or assessing you on how well you perform on the questions. You could get all of them wrong and still get 100%. Okay, I'm going to say that again. You're not going to get all of them wrong, but if you do get all of them wrong and you do them, you can still get 100% on your attempt. So it's going to be like you do them all, you get full credit. You don't do them all, but you do some, it's half credit. You don't attempt, it's zero, obviously. And so that's going to be really important in a remote learning. I'm going to pause. I'll explain this on Monday so I don't take up too much of your time with this video. You will also be assessed on your asynchronous prep and classwork. That's 5%. I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a couple slides. Your summative assessments. Notice how there's no multiple choice tests. Now, multiple choice questions are really important in an AP situation because half of your test in May is multiple choice. Hence the reason why this is going to be so important. It's not a summative assessment because, I mean, let's be real. I'm not saying that you would do this, but it's real easy to like look up answers on a multiple choice test. So we're not going to do that this semester. We are, however, going to assess you summatively on your FRQ, your free response questions. These are like the writing component of this class, and I'm going to talk about that later as well. And then there's still going to be MAP quizzes, and that'll be 10% of your summative assessment. Okay. Moving on to the important stuff here. What makes this class different now that we're doing it via this computer? I have like the full syllabus linked to Classroom. So this is just like the key sort of components of a remote learning situation that I think it's important that you guys know. Okay, first, we're going to be using different terms. Terms that I have heard more times than I'm willing to like let my ears hear at this point. So I'm just going to start letting you get to know these terms too. So there's asynchronous learning in a remote learning situation, and then there's synchronous learning in a remote learning situation. Asynchronous learning refers to learning that you will complete on your own without face-to-face time with your teacher. Now, in this class, asynchronous learning is critically important. I only see you guys 3 times a week. So there's got to be the expectation that you are doing some work outside of class and that we are maximizing our time together by going over the content that you're going to be learning on your own. It does not make sense, you guys, that I lecture at you for 45 minutes in this situation when I can make a video like this and you learn it, and then we come to class and we do all of the fun activities and we do our breakout rooms and we do our application and so on and so forth. So sometimes you might think of this as homework, like traditionally, but that's not what asynchronous learning is. Asynchronous learning is the prep that you do to be prepared for the next classroom session. And I showed you this on the calendar, but if you don't do the prep, then what we do in class is not going to be as meaningful. So there's high expectations that you have to do some of the learning on your own so that I can just make sure that you understand it during our class time together. Okay, if there's questions on this, please ask me. Then your synchronous learning is what we did in class today. So essentially it was like us face-to-face, real-time instruction, using Zoom, breakout sessions, all of that kind of stuff. Okay, a little different. Now, how about some of those classroom expectations? So these are some tips on how to be successful. First things first, I see you guys first thing in the morning, both days, right? So if you're period 1, I see you on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you're period 2, I see you on Wednesdays and Fridays, and we all see each other on Mondays. So I mean, it's early, but at least it's not 7:20 early. So you should wake up early and you should log in a few minutes before class. Think of this as like walking into the classroom before 7:20 and just being able to chit chat with the teacher or your friends. It's a good skill just to have, is being on time, right? And then the other thing is setting up your workspace. And I showed you this today. Like, you want to find a quiet place with minimal learning distractions, using those headphones to block out any background noise, and having a space that's conducive to learning. Like, I went to class and I got my maps because I need my maps. You know, I'm just weird like that, I guess. Be prepared. So, of course, you want to make sure that your device has charge. If not, just plug it in. You want to make sure that again, the expectation is that your camera on, unless there's some circumstance like low bandwidth for whatever reason, and it's like laggy, you can turn your camera off then. And then definitely, definitely, definitely complete that asynchronous prep work before class. Little things that you wouldn't ordinarily think about in a regular class, you want to mute yourself. Right now, if you're not talking, that is. I'm sitting outside. It's early, so there's not a lot of distractions out here right now, but barking dogs or a lawnmower or something like that. If I'm in a room full of people and that stuff is happening on my screen, it is so distracting to everybody else who's in the Zoom room with you. So just make sure that you have yourself muted until or unless you are speaking. Participation. Participation is critically important in a remote learning situation. Like, I can't use visual cues as much to know if you're like understanding things or if you're struggling with things. So you have to participate. If you're in a breakout room, work with your group members with your cameras on and contribute equally. If we're in a whole class discussion and you have a question, like, I might not see all of you on the screen at once. Like, I might only see a puzzled look if you say something, and then we can address it right then and there. Or use the chat box. The chat box is going to actually be kind of fun. If you're not comfortable speaking, just call it out in the chat. But chat responsibly, right? We want to be respectful and we want to be kind. And all of the rules that apply in school about how we interact apply in this remote learning space as well. Communicate. If you have questions or concerns, I am here to help you Tuesday through Friday every morning from 7:20 to 8:15. I am here to help you anytime you need help. Like, I am your resource in this class. I'm your go-to to help you with academic issues, but any kind of other issues, I want to be here for you as well. Use me. I'm your support and I want to be your support. So please communicate with me if there's any issues whatsoever. Um, and time management, especially for this class, is going to be really important. It may seem like you have the whole week to get things done, but it's not like last spring. Like, you have to do things in a timely manner or you're going to get left behind. In this class, we don't have a choice. We can't slow down. The test is May 4th, and I have until May 4th to get you ready. And so it's going to be important for you to sort of manage your time. And if you are struggling with this, I can help you do that as well. So just reach out. Okay, work expectations. So we're going to meet 3 days. So again, I kind of mentioned this. We all meet first and second periods. We'll all meet on Monday. And then I meet with first hour on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30 to 9:45, and even hour, so period 2 on Wednesday and Friday. I'll meet with you 8:30 and 9:45. And then, of course, you have your office hours Tuesdays through Thursday. And then if I'm going to set additional time aside for you guys because we may need to review and so on and so forth. Okay. And then my last little blurb today. Remote learning is new for all of us. This tech is new for all of us. So I guess the words of remote learning are flexibility and patience. I really do feel like we're all in this together. I think that there's some really kind of cool, unique opportunities that we can explore that may make this learning experience super cool. I mean, at the very least, we're all going to be bonded forever because this is hopefully the one and only time we have to go through this. But I also need some feedback from you. So if there are things that are working super well, tell me. If there are things that are not working well at all, tell me. I won't be offended. I'm trying to figure out how best to teach this class as well as you are trying to learn how best to learn from me in this class and from the work that I assign. So I want you all to know that I'm here. I want to listen. I'm going to hear what you have to say. And I want everyone to feel really comfortable and successful. And, there's going to be little hiccups. Trust me. For example, you might fall out of a Zoom meeting because of a connection issue. And then you're going to rejoin and you're going to be in the waiting room. And I might not see it. And you'll be waiting and waiting and waiting. Don't wait. Text a friend to say, hey, Truax, such and such. Donnie's waiting in the waiting room. Let him back in. And I'll be like, let him in. Or I might drop from a Zoom call and then the Zoom ends for you all. Like that doesn't mean class is over. I won't, maybe I won't use like all 75 minutes, but remember that I have to dismiss you from class. Don't let the tech do that. Um, so, I guess the last thing that I want to leave you with is this. I think we really got this. I think that we have an awesome team, and I think that this is going to be an amazing year no matter what. And I am so looking forward to getting to know you all better in this odd time. And that's it. Let's see if I can stop it. Sometimes it doesn't want to stop. Like like this. Like why won't it stop? Hmm. Dancing minions forever.